Good morning, boys, and welcome to the PowerPoint I'm going to be reading through with you today. So, we're going back to the elements of art, and remember, these are the 7 elements of art. We are going to learn about all 7. We've already done color, and we've already done texture. We are going to be looking at line. Line. The path created when an object, like a pencil, moves from one point to another. So you see over here, this is an example. The pencil has moved all the way up and down and up and down and up and down and there, and then when the pencil is lifted, that is one line. Lines come in all forms and thicknesses. Cool, so lines don't have to be straight, they can be any size and any thickness. There are many types of lines. Thick, thin, horizontal, vertical, zigzag, diagonal, curly, curved, spiral, etc., and are often very expressive. Lines are basic tools for artists. So you can see here, there are so many different kinds of lines used. And these are great examples. As you can see, there are lots of types of lines. You don't need to know all the names. I just want you to see that there are different kinds. All right, so boys, it's important to know that there are different kinds of lines and it just doesn't have to be one straight line. Now look at this picture. How does it make you feel? Lines can show different emotions or feelings. In art, we use different types of lines to tell different stories. So let's see what I was meaning by that. Here are some examples of showing how we feel by using lines. So now, boys, what I want you to do is please think about how you would draw if you were feeling happy, or think about how you would draw if you were having the best day ever. So these are nice, curvy, calm, excited, joyful lines on this side, and then we'll go onto this side now. Here are some examples of showing how we feel by using lines. So now, think about how you would draw if you were cross. So if something happened and made you upset, how would you draw? Angry, this is angry lines, this is jealousy expressed as lines, this is when you're scared or nervous, anxiety. So can you see the difference between when someone is in a bad mood as opposed to when someone is in a good mood? As you can see, lines showing that someone is upset have lots of straight lines and sharp angles. They are also usually shorter. Look at all of these lines and check. Then, as you can see, lines showing happy emotions are much more free-looking. There are no sharp angles and they are longer. So look, this calm one is so long, it doesn't end. This is one line in this calm section. Excited, there's so many squiggles, and joy as well. This photograph shows another example of a line. Okay, so now this is not a drawn line, this is a line shown in a photograph. You can see lines in photographs and also in your paintings as well. An implied line, so we're not going to go too much into this today, but basically an implied line is when you see something and it makes you look at something else. So there looks like there's a relation between these two things, but there's not really. It's just I put this pointing hand here and I put a little cartoon of myself on this side. There is no visible line connecting these two people, but the hand on the left is pointing to my cartoon. This is an implied line. The two people are connected through this gesture, pointing. Okay, so nothing else connects these two things except maybe the fact that this one is pointing at this one and there's no actual physical connection between the two. But you guess it, your brain guesses it. Then finally, our work for today. Look how absolutely beautiful this is. This was by a grade 3 last year, Jamie Winskill. And this is my example on this side that I used last year as well. You need 3 leaves. So what you're going to do, boys, is you're going to go and get 3 leaves for me. Remember, you did your texture monsters last week. So I'm sure you're used to finding a good leaf from the garden. And then you also need a piece of paper, colors, and these colors can be any kind. So you can use paint like Jamie used, or you can use waxies or pastels or twisties, whatever you have available to you. And I think that's about it, boys. So enjoy the lesson. What you need to do is put your leaf on the piece of paper, so your 3 different leaves. Put them however you want them to be. And then what you're going to do is draw different lines around them all the way to the edge of the paper, like you can see in these pictures.